Israel gives Palestinians last opportunity to flee Gaza City as full-scale invasions looms. So this whole thing about Qatar, this whole thing about the apology, this whole thing about the back and forth that took place, this could be the first time, Tom, that a Muslim country like Qatar is going to find a way to side with Israel to prevent Hamas. Hamas may be left by themselves, by a lot of people, if they're not getting that support, right? If that ends up taking place. Rob, what is that clip that you have there?
This was just the announcement yesterday that Israel has given the people in Gaza their final warning to get out of the city.
Go ahead, Rob.
Israel's defense minister today said Gaza City was nearly fully encircled, the last chance for civilians to get out. On the coast road, those able to flee on foot, afford the cost of transport, of somewhere to sleep at the other end, were doing so as the city behind them continued to be pounded.
Everything's being fired at us. Everything's destroyed. There are explosions everywhere. There's nothing left for us.
Another reason for this renewed scramble, Israel's warning that this road would soon be partially blocked. The Israeli military said the checkpoint would be placed on the intersection of the Al-Rashid coastal road and what Israel calls the Netzarim corridor. Civilians would still be allowed south with inspections, but travel north back towards Gaza City would be prohibited. But this afternoon, no checkpoint, instead reports of approaching tanks and gunfire from the air. A patch of land meters away, repeatedly strafed. On one of the donkey carts, a teenager nursing what looks at first like an injured arm, but in reality is barely that. His left hand connected to his body by little more than bone. Injured by shelling that killed a woman and 2 young children as they too headed towards supposed safety.
When we got to
the Netzarim crossing, we found out that there was bombing going on and tanks firing and quadcopters and people dead on the road.
War's a nasty thing. You can pause it right there. So, Tom, what do you think is going to happen here? Because the back and forth is the 20 point that we read yesterday or on Wednesday, right? Is this, Rob, is this...
So I have Trump and Netanyahu. This is from the press conference where they announced the peace deal, and here's what both of them said. If Hamas doesn't agree to the ceasefire, which earlier this morning it was reported they're not.
I think they're egging Hamas on, and they're trying to get others like a Qatar to agree with them for the first time. So that would be Qatar, Israel, and U.S. being on the same page where Hamas may be left stranded. I think they're cornering Hamas. Whether it works or not, who knows? But go ahead, Rob, play this clip.
Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible. They're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
Okay, for you to do what you have to do. And then this is what Bibi said.
But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President,
or if they your plan,
supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way.
Tom, what are you thinking?
I think basically that there's a lot of discussions that are going on in the background of who gets what. Because just like when they negotiated what was going to happen with Berlin, and now we look back over history and we find all the side deals and everything that went with that, with the Russians, the British, and the Americans negotiating on Berlin, which ended there. It's a similar thing. Over the history of war, you come down to the end and you put it all together. And I think right now the rest of the world is in a spot where Hamas is being left where they are, and they have a choice. And you either do it this way or you take this deal. And I thought to myself, what are the odds that if I'm negotiating with somebody, 2 and 3 point deals, and Pat, this happens in business, a 2 and 3 point deal, you can usually get through it as long as none of those points are crazy points. You can get people to it, but a 20-point deal seems to be a little more complicated. How do you get somebody like Hamas that doesn't have a working government?
I have an idea there.
Huh?
I have an idea. I think I have an idea, but go ahead. I want to
But
hear what you-
I think that, and I'm going to use a word here, but is Hamas being either baited or dared not to do it? And then Israel is now going to get the green light from the U.S. and Qatar to basically do what they've announced right there, which is make the final sweep through the city. Everything gets cleaned out, and then we get to this this area that will be managed by a consortium that's chaired by Trump.
Vinny.
I mean, you said it. War is hell. Like all those people, my heart is just like all those people that are leaving, those kids and the moms and even the men. I notice how everybody always says women and children. There's young boys too here, just like the guy you saw. Where are they going? Like where are they supposed to go? And it's like I see them bombing, and you guys saw what Gaza looks like at this point. As long as these hostages are there, and Bibi made it clear, they're going to keep going. So my thing is like just hurry up and get it. If you're going to do what you're going to do, regardless, it's been dragged out for 2 years. Just do it. Go down there. And I said this on Wednesday. People are going to die. The odds are these hostages, because as long as this, I don't believe Hamas, Pat, at all. You're negotiating with terrorists. Like they're going to go, yeah, you know what? Donald Trump said this. They don't care. Those people are willing. They want to die to martyr themselves. They want to go to heaven and get their virgins. And they don't. And guess what? Killing Jewish people in their mind is a bonus. So it's like, how long? How long? And I have no idea. Where are these people going to go, Pat? Like they're walking to where? Just the south of Gaza to go where? Stand outside? Nobody's taking them in Gaza. You know what I mean? I think this has been a 2-year dragged out thing. We know what you were going to do. Do it. Get it over with. And then you're mad because everybody's judging Israel. It's like, bro, hurry up. This was going to happen anyway. You were going to do it. It was inevitable. But you don't want the optics? I think it had been done a completely different way than they're doing it. I just feel bad for those people that have
Adam, what do
nowhere
you
to
think
go.
about what Vinny said?
Well, I think Vinny is using common sense and he's using his eyes. And I understand Vinny's been sort of, taking the side of he doesn't want to see people dead. And I respect that. But at the same time, nobody wants to see people dead other than jihadists. But war is ugly and it's messy and it's not fun. I know people fighting in the IDF and none of them say, bro, my goal in life is to go kill Palestinians. They literally say, I'm protecting Israel. I'm trying to be here to get the hostages back and I'm following orders. But the linchpin here, there's the United States, there's Israel, there's the Palestinians. We know that Iran, but the linchpin here on this specific thing is Qatar. Now, Qatar has a choice. Nobody's mentioned Qatar up until they got the World Cup, and all of a sudden they're like, who the hell is Qatar? Yeah. They're one of the wealthiest, smallest countries in the world. They're an oil Gulf state. Now, Qatar has a choice to enter the world of working together, world peace, solving issues, or you can continue to do what you've been doing and funding terrorism. You can't have it both ways because the world is onto you. Here's even Trump commenting on what Qatar does.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. And in the wake of that conference, nations came together and spoke to me about confronting Qatar over its behavior. So we had a decision to make. Do we take the easy road or do we finally take a hard but necessary action? We have to stop the funding.
Yeah. So I don't know when that's from. Whenever it's from, that's the reality is Qatar has been funding terrorism. I would nothing more than Qatar to say, you know what? Let me go take a page out of what the UAE has done and normalize relationships. Yeah. Let me see what Saudi is doing and position themselves as a place that you're actually a deal maker and a peacemaker, not funding terrorism all over the world.
Here's what I think is going on. Here's what I think is going on with the 20-point. The 20-point is so difficult to accomplish, so difficult to agree upon, so difficult to accept that they know Hamas is not going to follow the 20 points. Mm-hmm. But this is their way of putting Hamas on blast to the world and in a very weird way. This is going to sound weird. In a very weird way, my opinion, folks, this is not based on anything else. I could be wrong. in a way, I think Trump is forcing Qatar to not side with Hamas, where Qatar has to distance themselves from Hamas.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, that call that they say him and Bibi had, that was an intense call. I believe it happened. Where he's like, what the hell is wrong with you attacking Qatar? You better apologize. So I think Trump has so much like power right now, the way he's been able to put everybody in their place, my opinion, that he sees this situation like, hey, Qatar, listen, we know your history. Relax.
Yeah.
We know what you did to get the World Cup. Relax. We know what you funded over the years. Calm down. Israel, we all know what you want. I mean, we get it. We understand. Okay? But if you want me to broker this deal, don't go out of your way and try to do something to Qatar when you know you need Qatar in this situation. So it's like, hey, Hamas, Qatar, you need Israel. Israel needs Qatar. Pump the brakes, relax. Everybody needs to get rid of Hamas, because if you're not for getting rid of Hamas, I'm not going to do deals with you, Qatar. And Qatar is probably behind closed doors asking for something. So my intuition is that in the next 3 months, there could be an announcement made of something that benefits Qatar. It's something that Qatar is asking. Do you know what I'm saying, Tom? Like, Qatar is asking for something.
Like, if we help you
Trump
out, what do we
saying,
get?
You want me to do this for you? You better get behind this and say Hamas has done it, you don't support it. And Qatar is like, well, what? Then don't. But you don't understand. No, but now you don't understand. You're asking me. I'm not asking you for nothing. So I think there's a bigger offer on the table that Qatar is going to choose over Hamas. And I think Qatar, whether they want to or not, I think they'll sacrifice Hamas to get the bigger deal that they want from the president. And I don't know what that deal is.
I tend to agree with you. There's a couple things about Qatar we have to take a look at. There is a massive investigation that went into the World Cup group. And there's a guy that ran the World Cup. And it was rumored that Qatar basically rigged the World Cup.
That's right.
Being awarded. And that whole thing was just stunk. Because it's supposed to bring common people together in countries that have a tradition of what international calls football. So that's France, that's Italy, that's Germany, that's Brazil, that's Argentina. PBD, those should be the countries to get a World Cup. And in the U.S., the U.S. women have won 3 of 6 World Cups looking back. It was there. But Qatar was so corrupt in that. And then they've also been funding the terrorism. I believe that Trump is cornering Qatar, I agree with you, into something, and now Qatar has to agree to it to get other things they need. I mean, I don't think it's any mistake. Oh, Mr. President, you like big planes? Here's one. Right. And they give you the big plane.
And
I want every inch of that plane scrubbed, for anything, right? And so I think Qatar is being called to account. And I agree with you. There's something big beneath the surface, because the president is pulling the leash on them. At the same time, he's trying to corner, I believe,
right,
the Hamas. And
Can I give you one different perspective, Pat?
Please.
Because I understand that Trump probably said, listen, Bibi, we got to get a deal with Qatar. So we need you to apologize because we do need them. And they do. But at the same hand, I actually think that Israel sort of forced Qatar's hand. Because if you look at what Israel did, I mean, listen, what Israel has done with the beepers in Lebanon, taking out what they've done with Gaza. Think about the capitals they've taken. Beirut with Hezbollah, Syria, Bashar al-Assad, Tehran, what they've done. And then they went after Doha, the capital of Qatar, or the major city in Qatar. Now, Qatar was now forced to do something about it. And I'm sure on one hand, Trump was like, listen, we got a base in Qatar. We got to be friends with these guys.
And they didn't hit a base in the middle of Norway. They hit that residential area where the guy was staying.
And now that war that Qatar has been slowly funding, now that thing just hit home. And it's like, whoa. We've been doing this in all these other cities. Now it's happening in our house? No. So were they a fan of that? Obviously not. Were they upset with that? Of course. But did that force Qatar to say, all right, guys, we'll come to the table now, because now you're doing stuff in our house. Is that the best approach for Israel to do? I don't know. But if this deal gets done, you could look at that moment when Israel attacked Qatar as a pivotal moment here.
If this gets done, what a freaking beautiful way to corner Qatar. What a beautiful way to corner Qatar. Honestly, like, and I'm talking purely from a
strategic standpoint.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, what a way on the public scale to corner Qatar, okay? And get them to play ball. If it happens, who knows? Again, we're still going through.
What are the odds you think this deal happens?
That
Hamas releases the hostages, they work out a deal, the 72-hour
I don't
thing.
think that's what they're doing. I think the way you look at when you're making an offer like this, you have to look from the binary standpoint. What are the odds Hamas is going to do it? No, destroy them. And hey, put it on Hamas. What is the odds that Hamas is going to be like, oh shit, we better release him? Release him. Then what are you going to do? It's one of the two things that is going to happen.
Yeah.
But either way, Hamas is screwed. Hamas is screwed because they got the funders. They got the other side. They're like, shit. Do we want to play ball and be cool? Do we want to be on the bigger scale of everything that's going on? Last night was a great night. The Yankees beat the Red Sox, okay? Notice one person not clapping, okay? And that is none other than Tom Ellsworth. So here's what we want to do with you. Here's what, look at that. Look at the hater look.
Look at that look.
Zoom in on his face. By the way, I want people, can you zoom in on his face, Jake? Zoom in on his face and tell me, everybody in the group text last night was texting back except for one guy. And the one guy who didn't respond back was this guy. He says he doesn't have hate towards the Yankees. I believe he does. Having said that, the pitcher of the Yankees yesterday pitched a
lights out
12 strike. You know, he hasn't pitched a 12 strikeout. Not in the minor leagues. This is the first time he does it. Lights out, great stuff. But here's what we like to see.
Schlittler.
For some of you guys that are Dodger fans, you're from LA and you're on Tom's side. We got the Dodger Blue Future Looks Bright hat.
Look at
Check this
that.
out. Look at the timing of it.
Boom!
What a sick hat that is. By the way, whether you're a Dodgers fan or not, that is a legit one of the sickest blue-colored Future Looks Bright hat we have. But if you're a Yankees fan, folks, we also got the Yankees hat. The navy blue Future Looks Bright hat. So here's a contest we're going to be playing. We're going to be watching to see which of these two is going to get more love. Now,
Come on, Yankees.
Tom was upset because Tom said people in LA are sleeping, Pat. Yankees fans are up.
Yeah, we are.
But listen, California is one of the biggest viewers of the podcast. So, Rob, we have to find a way to put the links of both hats there. Folks, if you're searching it, you could put Navy hat. It'll come up. And what's the other hat's title if somebody is searching it so they want to find it? It's Royal hat.
It is a
you
sick
type in
color.
Royal, but both hats are sick.
I know.
Are there other colors?
Maybe you're somebody that's kind of like, you're neither Yankees or the Dodgers. Some of you guys may be watching this. You're Pirates. You're ready to go after the ump. Some of you guys are like, where's that ump? Give me the ump. I want to go find that man. I want to go chase that man. I don't know if we got saw it or not. They were chasing. Did you see that afterward? Oh, my God.
They chased the ump.
They're holding the Pirates players back from destroying this ump.
Oh, man.
Because of a couple bad pitches that they had. Cubs
Did they get
obviously won.
elimination?
Yeah, it's done, guys. So
Next year
Yankees
it's a
made it.
robot.
Yeah,
That's true.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.